And that is a brief history of radio. There's obviously much, much more to it, but maybe you have a different perspective on what it is that you listen to every day. Back with a look at what went on in 1989 in just a second.
More of the secret history of rock coming up. Back to the secret history of rock with Alan Cross.
Okay, more history. This time it's what went on in 1989. Ted Bundy, the serial killer, met his end in a Florida electric chair. Meanwhile, the Ayatollah Khomeini demanded the head of Salman Rushdie. In June, the Tiananmen massacre in Beijing. And that November, the fall of the Berlin Wall and the crumbling of Soviet influence across Eastern Europe. The sun got all uppity, unleashed a geomagnetic storm in our direction, and power grids all over the world went down. The Exxon Valdez ran aground in Alaska. The Sky Dome opened in Toronto, and NBC debuted a show called Seinfeld. On the music side of things, Madonna dusted Sean Penn in a divorce. James Brown was sent to jail for leading the cops on a chase through 2 different states. And there was a big concert in Moscow featuring Ozzy, Motley Crue, the Scorpions, Skid Row, and Bon Jovi. Groups that came together in 1989 included the Beautiful South, EMF, Finger Eleven, Courtney Love and Hole, the Wallflowers, Suede, and Marilyn Manson. Groups that blew up in 89, Operation Ivy, who later evolved into Rancid. There was also Red Rider and the Parachute Club. There were some solid comebacks that year. Love and Rockets, the band that rose up after the collapse of Bauhaus, had done well with their first and second records, but not so good with their third album. It was a little too acoustic, a little too folky for fans who preferred the goth and psych approach. Their fourth was a different story. They went back to their earlier sound and returned with a self-titled record that featured a gigantic hit single that made it all the way to number 3 on the Billboard Top 40 Singles charts. How did that happen?